mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space. Welcome, Gemini Moon people, to your October 2017 Harvest Moon Great Mother Speaks reading. Great Mother Speaks is our intuition, that still small voice of what we know, what we truly want, our true consciousness, our true desires, our nature. And this is a real mercurially guided sense that we have about ourselves. And of course, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. In the moon sign, what we're looking at is what Great Mother has to share with you. So Great Mother is that yin energy. We are children of the Great Mother, Father God. And our Father God, of course, is that yang, active ego expression energy, and ego meaning our biography. And it can be a biography that serves us well or a biography that does not serve our divinity. Either way, being in balance, being at peace, being at truth with how we are designed to be. Our soul expression, of course, soul speaks to our ego through our intuition, and that ego body, that ego thought pattern, that sun expression of who we are speaks to our soul through our emotions. And so the crossroads between the ego and the soul is our heart chakra. And the heart of the matter is that we are here to have a material, physical experience. If you are using the tropical or Western zodiac, then you are operating from a vibrational energy that's focused on an earth-centric perspective. It is based on how the planets are viewed from the earth, or the earth perspective rather, because Vedic astrology, the sidereal astrology, is actually based on the planets that we can see and is more cosmologically correct in regard to the placement, the actual placement of stars and planets in the cosmos. This is a very useful astrology after your Saturn return. Obviously, it's used if you are in a Hindu or Vedic culture, but it's also very useful for those of us who are past Saturn return. We've already planted our seeds. Western astrology is useful for 0 to 28 years of age, of course, if you're Western culture. But if you are an intuitively based person, you're highly sensitive, you are an empathic person, I highly encourage you to find out what your Vedic sign is, and there are links below for both. Whatever resonates with you, Great Mother speaks to us. Now to you, Gemini moon people, this harvest moon, Great Mother's coming through, and she's saying that you are feeling yourself. You are feeling your personal power. And at this particular time, you have been gifted with the knowledge, with the wisdom, with the knowing that you have everything that you need in your life to do what it is you desire. Your self-confidence, how you feel about what you're doing, is great. And she's acknowledging that. She's saying that this transformative part of your life is happening in this harvest season after the year's work, after the year's emotional work, dealing with dark parts and patterns of yourself has really produced this awakening. So maybe there were some things in the last 10 or 11 months that were shameful in some regard. Of course, there's never any judgment or condemnation as far as Great Mother, Father God are concerned. But again, we are here to have a material experience, and we do get out of that balance, out of that peace balance with ourselves. And Great Mother expresses all those emotional aspects through the movement of her body throughout the cosmos. So if you are focusing on Vedic, that movement right now is a full moon in Pisces. And if you're in the Western, that movement right now is in Aries. But if you have the shadow aspect, of course, full moon is full light on the moon. but this crescent moon is showing the majority shadow, then you have been embracing these shameful things. You've been bringing them into balance. You've been addressing those things that are inconvenient truths or uncomfortable, unflattering things about yourself. And although it may be challenging, you're beginning to own those things and work through those things and feel good about it. And this awakening, Great Mother is saying, is something that should not be overlooked. You are actually choosing the higher part of yourself. You are actually at a point where you are accepting the unknown and the guidance in your life so that you don't have to live under a shadow any longer. You don't have to hide away something that you are definitely empowered enough to handle. This has to do with that crescent moon light that is just coming out of the new moon that we'll be having in about 3 weeks here. And it is a majority shadow moon. So the shadow side of this great confidence and awareness and work that has been done through the shadow is the need to be reminded that you create your life, Gemini moon people. You create your life. You are not a victim, nor are you pitied by Great Mother, Father, God. There is no pity, only recognition of our divinity and our power. So whatever it is that is a residual from this year that has not been worked through and is still yet to be fully embraced as a part of who you are, or something that still needs to be processed and released, allow that to be. Don't stop here. Continue that inner excavation process, because you're centering yourself. You are gaining that equilibrium. You are finding your way back home to feeling like yourself again. So don't stop. Sometimes when we're away from home a long time, we can forget what it looks like, the details of the neighborhood and the streets from the airport to the house and that sort of thing. But once we get to the airport and once we get into the vehicle and we start seeing the environment around us, some things have changed, and it might trigger some remorse or glee or whatever it is. Those emotions that are coming up for you as a result of this transition are not to hinder your centering process, but to allow you to be even more clear about what is true and what is not true for you. Continue to follow that soul guidance, that divining rod within you that you've developed so well. And yes, there will be some release of things that may not make a whole lot of sense. But because you have reordered yourself internally, expect your external world to reflect it. Okay, this is what Great Mother is coming through, and she's saying that as you awaken to your true self and to how you really feel on an instinctual level as well as intuitive, because that's the alignment that's occurring. That's the centering that's occurring. This ego versus soul type of thing is really not where you are right now because of embracing the shadow. And so it's a new horizon for you. It's a crossroads for you to fully embrace your nature, what your truest desires in life, and to have the courage to act on that, to speak from that place, and to be from that place. Because the law of mystery and divine order says that it may not, and more than likely when we do follow our intuition, won't make sense in the material world as we know it right now. But if you stay in that instinctual personal power that you've worked so hard to begin aligning with your intuition, you will begin to feel that divine order as a part of your life and how your life runs and how you feel about yourself and what gives you balance, clarity, and confirmation. Remember, Great Mother loves you, Gemini moon people, and I do too.